Shalom Israel. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Shabbat to my brothers and to my sisters. Shalom Yahweh Shemal Ton Bashim Shai. I'm Prison Officer Galawan, and this is the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA right here in Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? So today I'm going to speak about vaccines and vaccination. You understand? All blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians, we should take that vaccine. You understand? Don't believe in what the people saying, don't take the vaccine. You all should go and get that vaccine. You understand? Today I'm going to prove why we as black people should go and take that vaccine when it reaches here, right here in Trinidad. I believe the Minister of Health says in March we're supposed to get our first batch of vaccines. When that first batch of vaccines come here in Trinidad, every black person, every Hispanic and Native Indian go and get vaccinated. You understand, right? But because blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians, because our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks about, many of us are scared of the government, we are scared of the doctors, and we are scared of medication. Right? So today I'm going to show you now why we are scared of vaccines. Right? The reason why many of us, blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians, is scared of vaccines is because of the things that we see on the internet. Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, they have something called bots. These bots is not human, which means that the computer that has the bots in it is what's generating these videos and comments on the internet.
Let's define what's what. A bot is short for robot. It's an automated social media account that operates without human intervention.
It's like a plane flying on autopilot. You can try and make an individual tweet look really popular by getting 100,000 bots to retweet it.
During the 2016 presidential election, suspected Russian operators created bots on Twitter to promote hashtags like War Against Democrats. A troll is an actual human being, motivated by passion or a paycheck, to write social media posts that push an agenda.
Right, that way doing it, generating these videos and the comments online. And when they find that the video or the comment that they generate is more popular, that this video or this comment is more popular, right, they will end up now paying celebrities, paying your favorite celebrity to come out and say the vaccine is evil or the coronavirus is fake. You understand? That is what's going on right now with these things called bots. Right now, these celebrities who are getting paid to say that the vaccine is evil, they don't believe it. They're just saying it because they're getting paid. It's not to say that they don't believe the coronavirus fake or they believe that the vaccine is evil. They're just saying it because they're getting paid. Because why? Because the bots have generated interest in saying that the vaccine is evil. Right? That is why they're getting paid to say, because the bots generated that. When they push the videos or the comments, the bots say this is something more popular. People say, alright, let me go and pay whoever celebrity it is to say that the vaccine is evil. Right? But the celebrities don't literally believe it evil, they're just getting paid to say that is all. Understand? Now these people and them who created Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all of them have studied psychology. All of them studied psychology, and they invented a process knowing that people think the more people believe it makes it true.
They hide behind Twitter hashtags, Facebook ads, and fake news stories. They're the work of bots and trolls, and one of the most skilled countries at deploying them is Russia. So how do these entities actually work to spread disinformation? We asked two experts. This is St. Petersburg-based activist Lyudmila Savchuk. She has tracked disinformation campaigns and even gone undercover to learn how they work.
У кремлевских пропагандистов стоит задача такая, чтобы вот эти вот прописанные им сверху тезисы были облечены в максимально личную обертку.
And this is Ben Nemo, a London-based analyst who focuses on information warfare.
The ultimate goal of all this disinformation is trying to influence real people.
Alright? And this is why it is you see when people have all them hits and things, people just run behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because if people saying, alright, if this one have more hits, this one have more people saying, alright, like this, you know, you might go up on a Google site, let me say the Play Store, to download some app where you go have people saying, alright, yeah, this app good now, I went through this, it was bad. You understand? So you might go through an app now and say, yeah, everybody's saying this, the majority of them saying it's nice. So because the majority of them saying it's nice, you go buy that app. But really and truly, those could just be bots. You understand? Those could just be bots. Right? Trying to deceive, right? So you're going to go into the scriptures now, the Romans chapter 14 verse 2. For one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. Now when you go into the Latin or the Greek, all things means omni, right? Humans are omnivores. Lions is carnivores. Elephants is herbivores, right? So now humans, because we humans are omnivores, we eat both meat and vegetables. But then the scripture now went on and say, but there is one who is weak, eat only herbs. Fear is not allowed in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. We don't allow fear in the school. And there's more fearful things than needles. You understand? There's more fearful things than needles. So if you are weak, you have to get rid of that weakness and stop being scared of a needle. You understand? In this school, we don't allow that. We're omnivores. We eat anything. Meat, vegetables. Then again, the scripture saying, right, I'm Paul, but there is one who is weak, eat only herbs. We don't have fear in this school. You understand? So the scripture now continues in verse 3. It says, let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for God has received him. So basically what our scripture is saying there is, alright, if you don't want to get vaccinated, then don't. Right? But I'll take the vaccination. If you don't want to take it, no problem. You are scared of the vaccine, no problem. You are scared of the 5G network, no problem. You are scared of the dark so much so you always have to put on the TV in the night because you can't sleep when the TV on because you're afraid the boogeyman or you're afraid Casper or somebody might come and haunt you. No problem. If you are scared, no problem. I know I'm not as scared here. I'm not afraid of the dark, I'm not afraid of no 5G network. And I'm definitely not afraid of the vaccine. Alright? So you continue to go ahead and be scared. I go be scared of nothing. But at the end of the day, you are my brother and I still love you. You're my sister and I still love you. You go ahead and be scared, I even go be scared. But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna make that have no rift between us as black people, as Hispanic and Native Indian people. That ain't gonna have no rift between us. You go ahead and be scared, I won't. So we're going to talk more about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Right? I know the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, it was a crime amongst black people. But the conspiracy behind it, of what is pushing in the media, is not what the crime was. The crime that they're saying of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment was that the white man, right, our oppressor injected syphilis to 600 black men. Right? That was the crime that they're pushing on the media, but in actuality, the crime was that the doctors never really told the 600 black men that they had syphilis. And they used those 600 black men as an experiment to see what would happen if some of them get vaccinated and if some of them did not. Yes, get syphilis from having sex with whores. And those black men got syphilis from having sex with whores. So no doctor never inject them with syphilis. They got syphilis from having sex with whores. Crime of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment was that they didn't tell those black men who came that all has syphilis, and we're going to give some of all of the cure, we're going to give some of all the sugar, salt and water, and some of all we're going to give all nothing. Just experiment on it and see what is going on. Right? Because through every scientific test right now here in the world, before it passed for FDA, I think it is, and CDC, before it passed to those places, it must go through a test to see what would happen if people die of it, and what will happen if people get the cure, what will happen. It must go through some sort of test. But the crime is they never told them that, they never asked them for permission to do this test. But now, today, they just ask people for permission for them to do this test on it, right? Now, there's a sister now called Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was a sister. She had cervical cancer, right? Cervical cancer is something you just get by having HPV, right? When she died, her blood cured polio and AIDS, along with other stuff, right? Along with other diseases it had cured. Years after, they gained cures for these diseases now, it had an accident in the lab, and her blood cells, it got destroyed. So then the scientists now started to calling her family members now to get blood samples from them. Then her family members found it strange. How come they're calling all of us to get blood samples? Then they hired a lawyer. The lawyer investigated. Eventually they found out that their grandmother or great-great-grandmother, Henrietta Lacks, who died, her blood cells got the cure for all of these types of diseases. Right? So the great crime of black people, blacks and Hispanic people in the medical field is not that they're forcing us to take medication. It's not that they're forcing us to take vaccine. But it's because they do not want to give us any medication, and they do not want to give us any vaccination. That is the great crime in the medical field when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. The other races, they want to give them the vaccine and they want to give them the medication. But we, once they come from a descendant of a slave, they want to give them. That is a great crime in the medical field right now. Right? And you blacks and Hispanics, when that vaccine comes, take that vaccine. You understand? When it comes, take the vaccine. Don't be as scared of it. Right? There's a lot of people love to smoke cigarettes. On the cigarette paper itself, it'll say, if you smoke this, you will get cancer. Black people are not scared of that. We smoking cigarettes every day, we smoking weed every day. Knowing that weed and things does mess up your brain and make you see things that not there. So we smoking weed every day, we smoking cigarettes. The package on the cigarette saying you will get cancer if you smoke this. It's telling you that. But you're not scared of that. You want to get cancer. These people now saying, hey, we have the cure for the coronavirus, and you are scared of that. You're supposed to be scared of the cigarette, because the cigarette will give you cancer. Not a vaccine that's saying they're going to heal you. But you want to smoke weed every day, you want to smoke cigarettes every day. You continue and go ahead and smoke weed. You're still my brother. I ain't here to not know I'm different. If you are scared, I tell them, don't smoke weed, don't smoke cigarettes. You still want to smoke weed and smoke cigarettes, you want to get cancer, no problem. I tell them to take the vaccine, you don't want to take it to get better, no problem. Right? Everybody know that there's an epidemic when it comes to asthma amongst black and Hispanic people. And in 2013, a 9-year-old girl in the United Kingdom died from an asthma attack because of the emissions that was taking place in that area, right? They had a lot of pollution going on in that area. So when she died of the asthma attack, right? When she died of it, her parents took the businesses and them to court. And the court decided that the air, because it was so polluted, because the air was so polluted. That's how she died from the asthma attack. So if you're scared of the vaccine, you should be scared to even breathe too. Right here in Trinidad, around the Queen's Park Savannah, a lot of people doesn't want to exercise there because they say the emissions from the cars, right? Carbon monoxide will just come out of the cars, right? The emissions and them, it will pollute. It will pollute the air, and that will be bad for when you exercise. Then right here in Trinidad too, we should stop breathing. If we are scared to take the vaccine, then we should stop breathing. Because I fought the side in 2013, the air was so bad this girl died of asthma attack. Right? This is Mark chapter 16 and verse 18. Right? And it says here, they shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, right? I'm going to repeat that. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. If all just keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you don't have to be scared of anything. You don't have to be scared of the coronavirus. You don't have to be scared of nothing. You understand? If you just keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, if you keep it, this is what is going to happen to you. You understand? If you drink any deadly thing, if you drink poison, if you drink any deadly thing, right, it shall not hurt them. Right, in Mark 16 and 18. And just keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That is all of that too. And the Lord is going to have all the back. The Lord said, hey, if you keep his laws, he will be an enemy unto your enemy. You understand? And guess what? A sickness is an enemy too. Right? So if you keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, whatever sickness you have, that will be the Lord's enemy. Right? So we're going to talk about a slave now called Onesimus. Right? So now, it says in 1706, an enslaved West African man was purchased by a prominent Presbyterian minister, Cotton Mather, by his congregation. Right? Of course, they say West African man, but we is not Africans, right? This is a descendant of a slave. The tribe of Judah was in West Africa at that time. Right? It wasn't no literal African. The tribe of Judah, the Israelites, was in Africa at that time. Right? So now it goes on and say, Martha gave him a name Onesimus after a biblical slave name, whose name meant useful. Right? So that is something very important that I have to remember, because of course the Jews in the Bible was slaves, and the Jews in the Americas, when we came off from the West Coast Africa, they brought us into the Americas. We were slaves as well, so that is something very important to know. Right? So now I'm reading down now. It said Martha didn't trust Onesimus. He wrote about having to watch him carefully due to what he thought was thievish behavior. Right? Now, of course, once there's a slave master, right, any white person, right, at that time would always look at any black person who's a slave as a thief. Right? That is just how it is. Right? At that time, even now today, you understand? You're a white person, you will watch any black person as a thief. That is just how that brand is. Right? So read on as it says, and recorded in his diary that he was wicked and useless. But in 1716, right, this is the party. They're saying, but in 1716, Onesimus told him something that he did believe, that he knew how to prevent smallpox. Right? So Onesimus, one day come to his slave master and say, slave master, I knew how to prevent smallpox. Right? We didn't know now. It says Onesimus, who is a pretty intelligent fellow, right? Martha wrote, told him he had smallpox, and then he didn't. Onesimus said that he had undergone an operation which had gave him something of the smallpox and would forever preserve him from it. So now, what's going on here now, on Simeus now coming to his slave master and saying, hey, I had something like a little operation, I had smallpox, and then after, I didn't have it again after that, when I did this operation. This is what Simeus telling him, right? Simeus is his slave, and he telling his slave master that, Simeus, right? And whoever had the courage to use it was forever free of fear of contagious. Now that is a powerful word there, that word courage. Right? You know, in the UPK we have a lot of courage. That's why we just get vaccinated when it comes. We don't do like the masses and spread a set of propaganda and say that is something evil and all sorts of garbage. You understand? We fear the Lord. That is who we fear. We fear the Lord and we keep His commandments. That is what we do. And get vaccinated when it comes. You can go and see my brothers all over the world where we scatter. That is why we go and get vaccinated. You understand? So it says the operation Simeus referred to consisted of rubbing pus from an infected person into an open wound of the arm. Now, Simeus now saying here what's going on. This person who is infected here, right? You're taking the pus from this person who infected. You cut open a flesh. You cut open your skin. You're taking the pus from that person who infected and you're rubbing it. You're rubbing the pus from that person who has smallpox into your flesh. Right? And that is the operation that he did. Alright? So now it goes on now. Once the infected material was introduced into the body, the person who underwent the procedure was inoculated against smallpox. Right? So this person who did this procedure, he was inoculated against the smallpox. You understand? Right? So guess what? The slaves is what invented vaccination. It's the slaves had invented that. The tribe of Judah invented vaccination. A black man by the name of Simeus invented vaccinations. It wasn't invented by white people. It's black people who had invented it. What they say is the vaccination today. They say today the vaccination, when they get injected, it is a thin or a small amount of this disease that you have. And they're going to inject the same disease into you, but a small amount, a thin amount, right, of the disease into you. And then your body will get antibodies. You will develop antibodies for that disease that you inject into you. Right? And when it develops now, if you get it, your body already have antibodies to fight it off. This is what this Simeus did here. He took that pus from the smallpox and put it into his skin, right, into his flesh. He cut open his flesh and put it into his flesh, and his body started to get antibodies now and fight it off. That was the invention. That was the era of vaccinations. We invented vaccinations. Black people invented vaccination. This was quite in 1716. We invented this. You understand? So now it says now Martha was fascinated. He verified on Simeon's story with that of other enslaved people. So Martha, now the slave master, he was like, nah, this can't be true. Martha went out and he looked to see what Simeon said them was true. And when he looked, he saw it. All the slaves and them getting vaccinated. All the slaves and them putting the pus into their body. And then none of them in had the virus no more. Right? He couldn't believe it. He was fascinated. So he went to see if this thing was true by the other slaves. And he saw that the other slaves doing the same thing. What Simeus was doing. Right? And it reached the down and spread the word through Massachusetts and elsewhere in the hopes it would help prevent smallpox. Right? So now, Martha now, when he heard his slave master told him, he took the pus from the infected person and put it in his when he cut open his flesh and his skin, and he put the pus in his womb to prevent smallpox. He was marveled by it. He was fascinated. He went all over and tell people in Massachusetts, hey, look at what these slaves and them doing. All these slaves and them getting vaccinated. They're taking the pus and they're painting skin. He was fascinated by it. Right? But Martha hadn't bargained on how unpopular the idea would be. So even though Martha was fascinated by it, he went all over. And he went and tell everybody about it. Hey, look what these slaves doing. They had the cure for the smallpox. Even though he was fascinated by it, he didn't knew how unpopular it would have been. Right? So it goes on. All the same procedures that caused him to distrust his servant made other white colonialists reluctant to undergo a medical procedure developed by or for black people. So now, because this vaccine, because this cure, you understand, was invented by black people, white people did not want this cure. They didn't want it. You understand? That is what happened when Martha went and told the other colonialists and the other white people. They said, nah, black people invented that, and I don't want that. Even though that was the vaccine, even though that was the cure. You understand? Right? So that, I'll take the vaccine. Don't get scared of it. Black people invented vaccination. You understand? We're getting the vaccine now for the coronavirus. Take the vaccine. But again, if you're scared, no problem. You're still my brother and you're still my sister. Alright, so with that, you'll call me 290-5173 or type in I.S.U.P.K Trinidad and Tobago on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. I.S.U.P.K Trinidad and Tobago, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You understand? Ask the questions. We have online classes from Sunday to Sunday.
When I come for do it, just do it. One side, south side. Star boy. When I come to shoot those peak, every clip full of our crocodile teeth. Magazine bend up like crocodile feet. Casing sweet like crocodile meat. You see, head bust open like box lunchbox. Never see a bad man with folks locks. One in a them head make them lose focus. We never choose killing dog, this choose us. The pussy them maga and weak. One side, south side can't come wrong we. Cause a boy shot to get gun dumb G. See a pic with R.I.P. on them Y.O.B. See a pic with R.I.P. on them Y.O.B. See a pic with R.I.P. on them Y.O.B. Rifle fat up and big. Whole team I go get slaughter like pig. Hot corn peel back the skin like fig. And I push back the head like wig. You dig? Dog me know you know grimy. Come and playing bad bunny your IG. And they take a man that's most likely. Hold the Draco so tightly, tot your ghost my G.